quality, a refined, sophisticated, elegant, classy, subtle, and tasteful. These are the words that came to my mind when I took the wraps of this timepiece. Once I screwed in the crown and witnessed the gold-toned seconds hand sweep across the dial, another idiom came to mind: graceful. The listing does mention a 40mm diameter. That's not quite the case. The diameter here is actually 38mm, making the watch more nimble and robust for everyday wear. On this watch, we get a number of premium features. For example, we get a boxed sapphire crystal, a signed screw crown, a screw-down case back, stainless steel case, and first-class bracelet. The links are actually held by screw pins. The clasp is signed, milled, and gets 3 micro adjustments. The unique and complicated dial deserves separate mention altogether. Essentially, this watch is a beast, but not by the way it looks, but about the premiality that it brings to the wearer, to the buyer. And this watch is actually so good that it has debunked my other daily wearer, which was the Tendorio 62 Mass. Now that one is gone. I've been wearing this watch for 2 days in preparation for this review, and I'm absolutely stoked. This watch brings a lot of value just with everything it's got on there, and the price is a bargain, $35. So I've left the link to the listing I got this watch from in the description below the video. Make sure to check it out if you're after a sharp price. And now let's get in and talk about this watch in detail, and I'll tell you why I think this is one of the best deals in the sub $40 category on AliExpress. Let's do it. The dimensions of the watch are a diameter of 38mm. We get a lug-to-lug length of 44.8mm. That's due to the inverted female end links. We get a lug width of 20mm, tapering down to 16 at the clasp. We get a height of 11.7mm, and that is due to the domed sapphire crystal. The weight on the watch is 125 grams, but that was before I've removed 4 links, so 2 on either side, to fit my 6.5-inch wrist. Now the weight just comes down to 110 grams. Looking at the profile of the case, we see a relatively slender case flank. The case wall is not flat, rather with a modest convexity. The long lugs are set wide, allowing for the 20mm lug width, hence their apparent span. They curve downwards aggressively, further implying convenience to the more slender wrists. So if you take a look at the wrist shot of my 6.5-inch wrist, there is no overhang whatsoever. The watch sits just right. The flanks get a mirror polish, while the lug hoods have a vertical brushing style. Yet notice the transition from the case walls to the lug hoods. The bevel is angled and polished, making the transition much more complex and sophisticated. The fixed bezel supporting the dome crystal is also mirror polished, like the flanks. Yet its edge extends over the case base, and its slip protrudes over the case walls and lug hoods. These small touches add to the refined feel of the watch. On the right, we get a signed screw crown. The 5.4mm diameter is average size, and that is aesthetically pleasing and proportional on this particular piece. Underneath, there's a solid screw-down case back. It's got the brand logo in the middle and the specs on the perimeter. The 20mm bracelet seamlessly integrates between the widely set lugs. The 3-link setup gets the identical brush stroke and style, just like the lug hoods. The bracelet links are thick and meaty, the corners are smoothed, and the curved outer faces are supple to the touch. The tolerances are high, the fluidity is on par. Importantly, the links are held together by screw pins. This definitely raises the bar, especially for a $35 watch. At the clasp, the bracelet tapers down to some 16mm. This in turn supports the elegant look and feel of the watch in general. The clasp is signed with the brand logo on the safety latch. The folding wing is milled and the clasp gets 3 micro adjustments. So in terms of the bracelet, I couldn't really ask for much more at this price point, or basically any price point under $100. This is a really good bracelet, top quality. It looks nice, it feels good, and it's got all the premium features on it. Well, again, in the sub $100 space, but this is $35. Now, it sounds almost unbelievable, right? This is like a super budget price. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's talk about the crystal and then the dial. The box sapphire crystal creates the taller profile of the case, yet only 11.7 millimeters tall. The dome curvature is minimal, yet the subtle ascent from the edge feels satisfying for the touch. The dial is simply delightful under the crystal. The unique texture resembles slivers of white sheet metal, elegantly sliced and polished to unveil a contemporary piece of art on top of your wrist. The minute track is printed under the brushway hole, while the gold tone indices are applied around the perimeter. The gold extends to the Dauphine hands with slivers of lume in the middle of the hands. The pin-thin seconds pointer is also in gold, and this seconds pointer is like really thin. It is a clear and legible dial, but still so unique. It's symmetrical and well balanced. The gold on white provides just enough contrast to make time telling a delightful experience, because again, you're looking at that textured dial, the reflections catch it, and it just looks awesome and very much unique and interesting. In regards to the movement, we get Seiko's VH31 MecaQuartz on here. So what's a MecaQuartz? It's a sweeping seconds pointer, beating at 4 pulses per second, making this hybrid quartz movement visually just like an automatic. Well, if we take the NH35 for example, that beats at 6 pulses per second. This gets 4, so maybe not as smooth of a sweeping second, yet quite close. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the PD1734, and by the way, this is the 62 mass homage by Tandorio. So I've had this on me for about 6 weeks now. Really enjoyed the watch. It's an automatic, it's good, but this one here, again, I love bargains, and it's just so interesting, and there's really not many watches out there that look like that, because it's got the feel and touch of maybe a Grand Seiko, but not quite. It's just, what is this animal? I don't know, but it looks good, and the materials, the way everything has been put together here is just so premium, and it's an attention grabber. It's a good conversation starter. Anyways, $35. I've got the link to the listing in the description below the video. Check it out if you're after a sharp price. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this review of the Pagani design PD1734 useful. If you did, drop me a like, and also please hit the red subscribe button below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.